So you want to build a truck, but don't know exactly where to start. You don't want to waste your money, you don't want to waste time, and you quite frankly don't want to drive unhappy. In today's video, we're going to show you how to build your truck right the first time and make every penny count towards your build. Stay tuned. The first thing you must do whenever building your truck and doing a lift, wheel, and tire package is deciding how you're going to use your truck. Each of us approach the truck market when they're stock with some sort of a perception as to why we're picking the vehicle we do. Whether that be a mid-size truck, a full-size truck, heavy-duty, dually, you name it, we all have our own reasons for it. And a lift kit is no different than whenever we're buying a truck. We need to start to ask ourselves a few questions. How are we planning on using this? Is this vehicle going to be your daily driver? Are you using this as a show truck? And the classic one I love to hear is, I'm just keeping it at the beach house, I'm going to use it for groceries. It doesn't matter to really us how you're planning on using it, but it definitely matters to you. This is going to help you know, do I need to go higher, lower, what brand suspension I should go with, and overall just make sure you're getting the ride comfort you're hoping to get out of your lift. Nobody wants to waste money. I've always heard it say, if you can't do it right the first time, you definitely don't want to have to do it again the second time. So don't waste your money, don't waste your time, and start asking those critical questions of how you want to use your truck. If you are looking to tow and you have a heavy duty truck, you need to ask yourself, how much am I towing? How tall is my camper? Do I have a fifth wheel? Do I need to figure out drop hitches? Maybe it's a 1500 and you just need to know, where can I park it? Maybe this is your daily driver, you work in the city, you always park in parking garages. Those are questions you need to be asking yourself to make sure you're getting a lift not only tailored to you, but also to make you enjoy everything you've spent your money on. So tip number one is always asking yourself the right questions on how you plan on using your truck. Step number two in building the perfect lift, wheel, and tire combo is asking yourself, how do you want your wheel and tire size to look? We can scroll the internet. Like, we're in a very fortunate day and age where we don't have to go to our local gas station and pick up a truck magazine and flip for pictures and hope we find what we're looking for. We can hop on our phone, hop on Instagram, or go to KreitzCustoms.com and scroll through the build gallery to see how we want our trucks and vehicles to look. By picking the right wheel and tire size, we accomplish two things. Well, actually we accomplish a couple things. For one, we know how wide we want the wheels to stick out. Both of these wheels right here on these trucks are featuring a negative 44mm offset. They're both featuring a 12-inch wide wheel, which is what's giving that poke. If you don't know going into a build how wide you want the wheel to stick out, you can spend hours scrolling through the wrong wheel brands and websites, all to find out you can't get the wheel you like in the size and look you're going for. Picking the right wheel and tire package also helps us to know your profile. If you're like me, I like the old school look, smaller wheel, bigger tire. But if you're like most of the other people here at Krietz Customs, you like bigger wheel, smaller tire, or something kind of balanced in between. Knowing how you want that to look is not only going to affect your ride quality based on the actual tire pressure you're going to be running, the sidewall profile, and the appearance, but it's also going to help us know the next step, which would be our lift. When picking your tire size, this also comes down to the first question, which is how do you plan on using it? If you're doing legitimate off-roading, you're someone who's going through the trails, you want to go camping, you want to go overlanding, picking a 22 by 12-inch wheel may look good like these vehicles if you're on the street, but if you're taking them off-roading, you're gonna find nothing more than a bunch of curb rash and broken wheels and a very rough ride. And believe me, I've had customers come through where they've called us, we've spoken to them, they pick 2212s, they take it off-roading the next weekend, and then I get the call that they have an expensive scratch on their wheel and they gotta buy new ones. So don't be that guy, don't be that gal. Make sure you're asking the question of how you want your wheel and tires to look so you can not only get the best ride, but the best look. The third area that we're going to be looking at when picking the right wheel and tire size and build setup is going to be your lift kit. This is the part that everyone loves to talk about when they say they lifted their vehicle and they threw new wheels and tires on, but the math and the science to getting it just right isn't always as clear when you're scrolling the internet. If you are driving a vehicle and you're looking to upgrade your lift kit, whether it be a Bronco, a Jeep, a truck, you're gonna see all sorts of opinions about what you can run, and usually the question is, how low of a lift can I run to fit the biggest tire possible? Here at Krietz Customs, we say take the balanced approach that's going to clear and allow your suspension to still function properly. You may be looking at something like a 2500 though, and you notice there's a little bit of a wheel well gap, particularly in the GMCs. You have to keep in mind, again, that with your lift kit, you have other components going on behind the wheels. We've all seen Honda Civics and Golf Rs, and we love that filled out wheel well, or if you're looking more into the off-road standpoint, the Jeeps and the Rams, that you're able to fill those things out really, really well. But you have to keep in mind your vehicle is going to be built for a certain lift height and wheel and tire combo. So how do we pick the right lift? Again, this goes back to our first two areas we looked at. How are you planning on using it? If this is off-roading, Picking the right lift is not only going to come down to the right height, but also it's going to come down to making sure you have the right tier of suspension. This is one of those areas you don't want to cheap out on. If you're planning on hitting the trails, don't go buy a body spacer lift kit or something that's real stiff and real firm, which hopefully by now you've bought the right vehicle. If not, come to Krietz Customs, we'll get you suited in the right ride. If you are in the market for that, you need to be looking at how am I going to use it? Are you towing? Is this a heavy duty? Is this a daily driver? If it's a daily driver and you don't want to break the bank and you're looking for a good ride, something like a rough country with an N3 strut setup is going to do you just fine. Or if you want to spend a little bit more, go to a Fox 2.0 reservoir, and that's going to give you a smooth, factory-like feel. But knowing how high you want to lift is also going to be determined by our wheel and tire size. As a general rule of thumb, if you're running a 1500 and you want to go 33s, stick with a leveling kit. 35, start going up to a 4 or a 5 depending on your make and model. 37s, well now we're going sky high. We can start looking at the fun kits like McGoy's and some of those other brands out there. Knowing how you want your vehicle to ride doesn't just affect how it looks, but which brand you go with. So make sure you're asking those questions, but also how you're hoping for everything to just look as a whole and to function. So area number 3 that we look at is going to be the lift kit. All right, the fourth area on our list that we like to look at whenever building a vehicle right are the supporting mods. Now you may be asking, Nick, what in the world are supporting mods? I'm glad you asked because I'm getting ready to go over it. Supporting mods are the parts on our vehicle that aren't the fun ones that we like to talk about. We all love boasting about how big our lift is. I got a 4-inch, no, I got a 6-inch, I've got an 8-inch. And that sounds cool and all, but no one really likes to boast to say, I got new control arms, or I got a steering stabilizer. It just doesn't sound as cool. But these are some of the supporting mods that you don't want to cheap out on when you're doing your lift and if you want it to be done right the first time. This happens most common, in my opinion, with guys who are driving Jeeps, specifically the Wrangler and the Gladiator. We see this when it comes to a steering stabilizer or upgrading their actual drag link and some of the other parts within the steering. A lot of times they look for the best lift kit they can go with or the cheapest that gets them the highest, and then they skip the steering stabilizer. Then they're driving, the vehicle's floaty, they don't go with maybe a Synergy track bar kit, and then they're going, what in the world is happening with my vehicle? I just feel like I can't control it. Well, it's because you skipped the supporting mods. We see this on heavy duty trucks when guys don't upgrade to better upper control arms like the Cognito Uniball ones that come with their kits. When you don't run these heavy duty upper control arms, while it might be nice on a stock ride, when that vehicle is put under the strain and it's feeling the actual pressure of going, you're not able to have it uphold to the same tier. And here's the reality, if you're skipping it once, you're now gonna have to go back and do your alignment. If you are skipping some of these mods, depending on the one it is, you're now gonna have to undo some of the work you previously did in order to do it right the second time. And I can promise you there's a night and day difference in my experience with upgrading your supporting mods, whether that be a Kryptonite heavy duty kit on a heavy duty truck, going with airbags on something that you're planning on towing, running steering stabilizers, different upper control arms, things of that nature. People hear me, you don't want to miss them. So the fourth area that we always ask our customers on what they need for their lift, and so you can do it right yourself, is look at your supporting mods. All right, the fifth and final area that we see customers getting it wrong, but also know you need to look at when getting a build done, is setting a realistic budget. Setting a budget often sounds like the most obvious thing, but it's often the most neglected when people come into it. I've been doing this for years, and when I've had customers sit down with me and with some of my other coworkers who are doing builds for you guys, we often ask the customer the question, what's your budget? And nobody wants to confess up to what their budget is, so we all kind of give that answer, oh, money's not an object, or something to that extent. But let's be honest, when the wallet comes out, there is a spending cap, and it's usually what's in your account. So make sure you're setting a realistic budget for what you're looking to do. Are you someone who's going to be doing the work on your own? If so, then set a budget just for the parts. Put a little bit more money into higher tier products so that you're not having to undo it down the road because you weren't happy with the quality. Then you're wasting your weekend, you're wasting your money, and quite frankly, now you're not getting it back when you're trying to sell the parts used. Are you looking for someone to install it for you? That's an honest question. We all have our limits on what we're capable of. So if you're someone who all you're used to doing is oil changes and you've never done anything super technical, probably going with a full airbag suspension kit from Kelderman's not the lift for you. Maybe look for something a little bit easier, or stop into Krietz Customs where we want to help you build your truck. Now, I hope you guys are coming to us to build your truck. We love working with you. We love seeing the transformation, hearing the stories, and watching you come in on a stock truck, leaving smiling, happy, and in a vehicle that looks nothing like yours. However, if you aren't doing that with us, you need to be asking the right questions of how much this is actually going to cost. And be honest with yourself. there's no shame in not being able to spend tens of thousands of dollars on a build. We've all got a limit, but be realistic within it. And if you are looking at a budget build, something a little bit more cheaper, I'm talking $5,000 or less, look at where you should actually afford to spend your money. If you are in a position where you need necessary replacements on your suspension, like your lower control arms are shot or you have an issue with your tie rods, well, with all due respect, don't jump to the lift kit. Fix those parts and it will make your lift kit, which we picked out in the last step, perform a heck of a lot better. Making sure you have a realistic budget allows you to also take into account parts that may show up that you weren't expecting. We see it all the time. A customer comes in, the pins are broken off on his camber bolts, now he can't do an alignment. Uh-oh, he budgeted to the exact dollar and he doesn't have another 70 bucks to spare to get it fixed. So give a little wiggle room. If your budget's $9,000, set it for maybe $10,500. Maybe if your budget's $2,000, give you $2,500. This is gonna help you feel a lot happier, a lot less stressed, and so when you are riding in style, you're not worrying, did I spend too much? No one likes to be the guy that spends too much and is up at night because they're sweating about the fact that they spent too much money. So the fifth and final area you need to look at when doing a build is what is your budget? If you're new to lifting trucks or you're just looking for a refresher on the basics, this is the roadmap to making sure your truck, Jeep, or Bronco is built right the first time. As always, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment down in the video letting us know what tips do you give for newcomers building their trucks and which advice would you give for someone who's never actually driven an off-road vehicle. As always, guys, it is a pleasure working with you on your build. If you are looking for a shop that does it all every single day, look no further than Krietz Customs. We're here in Frederick, Maryland, and we would love to work with you on building your vehicle, not just to look good, but to ride good. Stay tuned for more content, and as always, dare to be different. Okay, Krietz Custom family, don't forget about our end of the year giveaway. This year, we are trying to hit 50,000 subscribers on YouTube. Our giveaway rules are pretty simple. Subscribe, like, comment, and it allows us to be able to notify you if you are the winner, but we do have to hit 50,000. You may be wondering what we're giving away. We're giving away a set of 22 by 12 inch fuel wheels and up to 35 inch tires. So if you want a new set of shoes and wheels for your ride, definitely make sure you subscribe and help us reach our goal so you can be riding in style. See you soon.